everybody. We are in Delray Beach at the Subculture Coffee Roast.
It's the final day of the 3D Dentist tour up to Dentsply Sirona World. We are in Delray Beach. I'm about to do one last office visit and wanted to take some time to chat and maybe reflect a little bit about our trip so far. Sully, what do you think about the trip so far?
It's been an awesome trip. A trip of just good times, man. I mean, what we've seen is that most dentists really want to start to embrace technology. You know, from every event we've been at, I think that there's just a great buzz around the air of people wanting to push themselves and kind of get more involved in what we can utilize technology to better help our patients.
It's so cool to see all these different people come together, and it doesn't matter where our practice is or what exactly. Each of our subcultures come together, and but in reality, we all speak the same language.
Right.
And we all want the same thing for the most part. And the people that aren't speaking that language, or the people that don't want what we want, they're not going to naturally gravitate towards it.
No, you're exactly right.
So it's kind of interesting to see how these people just congregate together a little bit. Well, I think anytime that we talk to anyone that is, working on implementing a new technology or a new technique, the biggest thing that they always say is holding them back is, well, my team. Either my team doesn't believe in adding CEREC to the practice, or my team doesn't want to do this, or I wish my team would just do this. I wish my team would just do this for me, and I've been guilty of saying that too. I think we all have. But in reality, what we're not doing, and what we need to really focus on, is we need to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation and spend some time with that team member.
How are you doing it in your practice obviously with 4 offices? Have you tried to build in systems that are written out, that the assistants know this is how we do a new patient exam, this is how we scan for CEREC, this is the order? Have you tried to set that up, or
so for years I've fought systems. I think it's such a buzzword and really overdone. But the more and more I see it in practice, the more and more I realize we have to have such a line item list of what the expectations are.
I think, honestly, that's what I've been struggling with the most lately. I kind of feel like a failure at times as a leader, and I don't quite know how to break through that. I feel like I have a good team in place, but my management style is kind of self-managed. I think we're all adults. They know their job. I wonder if I need to more clearly set my expectations instead of me just assuming they know what my expectations are.
Let's know what the disconnect is. Okay, so here's the disconnect. You're an extremely driven, motivated business owner, and you have, and this is not meant to be offensive to team members, but you have a number of team members that are not college educated, making X amount per hour, and they've been hourly employees their whole life. And we're expecting them to rise up to our level. And what we have to do is we have to reach down and grab them and physically pull them up to our level. It doesn't sound to me like you have so much a team issue. It sounds to me like you might have a bit of a partnership issue.
No,
where you two need, where you two.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Where you two, well, where you and Ken need to get on the same page.
I did hear that
consistently. And issue. Don't take the word issue as like, oh my God, the world's falling apart. There's issues with everyone. Like Sully and I have issues. You and I have issues.
We're working through them.
And we're working through them. But
hopefully we're going to come out on the right side.
But it does sound like there's an issue with some consistency and being on the same page.
Like if we had, let's say 1 through 10, you guys just jumped into 5. So let's back up. How do you choose the right people? How do you identify people who are a problem now that need to go? Because all of us know as owners, business owners, no, one bad person is literally like cancer. They spread through the organization. So how do you find the right people? Then how do you cultivate that? And then how do you identify people who are not on your team? And then what do you do to replace them or have them move out? At the end of the day, there's got to be some degree of metrics or some degree of analysis where, any one of us can say, you know what, objectively, right. Aside from how I feel about you, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 here on my non-negotiables is not being done. That's not it. Or then the reverse of that is those people that really step up, go out of their way, take on more, decide to be your sleep champ, decide to be your implant champ. What do we do to reward them and maintain their loyalty and keep them in our organization?
how do we hire
The right
people?
So the number one, when I put out any sort of advert or looking for work, anyone that even's going to have a chance, they have to respond to communication. With text, they have to pick up the phone call and show up. So showing up is number one. Just show up with energy.
Professional communication.
Professional communication.
All right, so first impression has to be strong.
Yep.
What's the second one?
Next.
For me, it's can they get along with the current team?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just their personality mesh with. They could be an all-star employee, do everything, have the resume of like the most awesome dental person ever, know how to do all my equipment and technology. But if they come in and they start to mess with that dynamics of what's going on, we've had people that we interviewed that were like, done. Let's hire them. We need a work interview, and so let's go ahead and let's dot our I's, cross our T's. Or by the end of that day, you're like, oh my gosh, she can't get out of here quick enough.
So how about the idea of providing growth opportunities for the team members?
We do have a team meeting every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and then people
So what
get
do you
down
do
there
at
at 1:30. We say the same damn things over and over again.
So, and not to be
And
hard
I don't know how to make those more productive.
Rest
Most
in stands.
recently, we split up by departments, and I had my one hygienist that's been with us the longest. I said, we need to address these things, because we were like, okay, co-diagnosis. We say the same things, and I said, hey, could you lead this? Doctors weren't even in there, and oh my gosh, they all are on the same board. I said, I want to support you with CE, find a CE that you guys could all go together. The production that came out of that without us there and having a leader get through these things was amazing. I'm like, okay, I think we need to do this more.
So do you do a morning huddle, morning meeting?
Most of 3/4 of the team is there.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do the next time that you have an experience like that, where somebody really just, she went to the next level and made this happen. The next morning in morning huddle, before you even talk about the schedule, production goals, any of that, you or your partner, one of the two of you, need to say in front of everyone, I want to say awesome job to Vicky, because that was what you did was so important and so great, and I'm so happy to hear that my team's on the same page now.
Yep. Two things we did that kind of helped with that huddle thing was our huddle started becoming like somewhat, like you said, routine or mundane or whatever. And so first
Reading
off,
the schedule.
Yeah, you can't bring the schedule crap, and I was
Number
like, this is
two
so
on-
stupid,
Yeah,
And so the one thing we did was we kind of made basically an agenda that now is that something like that where we're going to work through this so that it kind of keeps us a little more, and that's helped a lot. Biggest thing that we've done lately, which I'm so glad we did, we started having an evening huddle or like a
Closeout?
closeout.
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
That's great.
dude, it was so fantastic because one, it kind of made everybody now hang around to where we're all kind of like no one's like slipping out early. Everybody's helping kind of. Okay, the final thing on the why I love the huddle thing is I love being able to close out the day and close the negatives from the day.
Yep.
Because what I hate doing
hang on.
is letting linger to Monday morning or the next morning, because then it's like, okay, then you want to bring it up. Like, do you want to address this? Because now we're going to start the next day on the right foot. And so I love, because and some days we get to the end of the day and we get to the evening huddle and I'm like, y'all, today sucked. It's not what we wanted. It's not like, but at the end of the day, let's address these things, let's move on, and let's come back tomorrow morning and rock and roll. And so that the next day is not starting off on negativity on a bad foot.
It shows where we are still dentists, we're still technicians, clinicians at our core, and we have a lot of the attributes of being a leader, but we don't have the training in how to always put it together.
In terms of that leadership role, so that it's not always your burden, how do you guys decide to hire managers? Because as the guy who deals with a lot of office managers, the decision-making process in dentistry is absolutely borderline insane. Because to hand millions and millions of dollars over, in some cases to a high school graduate, is buck wild insane. Yet you guys do it as an industry like it's nothing. So what do you guys do in terms of the management team, not necessarily assistants or hygienists, who do you go for to help deal with that?
To some degree, I think I see a lot of benefits in having one. I think what I struggle with is I think too many, I need to be, as the owner, I need to be able to do every job well, I think, before I delegate it out. Because if I can't understand what it kind of takes to, and what the things and problems to deal with as a manager, I don't think I can adequately hire the person to do it.
It's a really important topic, and something we're going to keep talking about, and because we've all seen the struggle, and we all want to try and help each other overcome these struggles. So this was pretty cool to see that maybe I'm not the only one that struggles with these things in my practices, and that's good to know. So looks like it's time to hit the road and get over to Dr. Spodak's office.
Sounds
so
good.
Before we sign off, real quick, our 3D Dentist contest is still going on.
3D-dentist.com /contest.
So the contest, in case anyone doesn't know about this already, over $85,000 in grand prizes. Okay, the grand prize, 30 grand plus. There's a sensor.
Saturday.
There's all kinds of crazy stuff. There's the drawing is Saturday at noon at Dentsply Sirona World. The drawing will be live. Enter to win. Go to www.3D-dentist.com /contest to enter the contest, and we hope you win. All right, so let's go. Let's go learn from Dr. Spodak. See you guys.
Do it.
Woo.